We're ready whenever you are, Matt.
Did you say go ahead? Yeah. Okay. Yes, this says. Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the September 22nd, 2025 meeting of the Jefferson County Board of Zoning Adjustment. The Board of Zoning Adjustment is a 5-member board. 3 affirmative votes are required to approve a request for variance or other appeal. For anyone addressing the board today, please give us your name and address for the record, and then tell us what your hardship is or what your objection to this request may be. You will be given our decision today verbally, and you will receive our decision in writing within 10 days. Zoning approvals can be issued immediately following the hearing in our office at room B200. However, you will first be required to obtain a permit from the Jefferson County Department of Health if your application involves connection to a septic tank, or the Jefferson County Environmental Service Department if your application involves connection to a sanitary sewer. Anyone disagreeing with the board's decision today has 15 days in which to file an appeal in circuit court. Also, we would ask that you silence any of electronic devices during this hearing. Okay, our first item on the agenda is case number A250028, property owners Love City Church. Would staff please present the case?
Yes, ma'am. This is case A250028. It's a variance for the terms of the zoning resolution to allow an electronic message board in an institutional one zoning district to allow said sign to be located 50 feet from a residential zoning district. There's no hardship associated with this case. With the land in this request, the difficulty in permitting systems from the regulatory constraints, particularly to signs requirements, allow the installation of in institutional one zoning district. Institutional one zoning only allow for one identification sign and restricts the type of sign to be a monument sign with the structure not to exceed 60 feet. The proposed electronic message sign would be 60 square feet. Right here we have the existing sign and also a proposed digital signage. What makes it the request is the digital sign. You can see it's still the same size. The applicant requested a variance to allow the EMC at the current sign location, which is less than the required 100 feet from a residential zoning district. The nearest property in the residential zoning is 50 feet away from Forestdale Boulevard. The property that is in question right here is residential, but again, it's vacant. That being said, staff recommends approval for case A250028.
Thank you. Does any member of the board have questions for staff or the applicant regarding this case?
No.
Okay, then at this time we would like to open a public hearing regarding this item. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak in opposition or support to this request? In support of this? Yes, please come forward and give us your name and address.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ty Bowman. The address is 2349 Forestdale Boulevard, and that's Birmingham 35214. And so I'm here on behalf of CNC Banners and Signs. They are the installers, the contractors, as well as Love City Church. And with the digital signs that we supply, we have a preset capability with our digital signs. So what that means that we know that the special permit allows from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. And so with our preset capability, our signs will go black at 10 p.m. And from 10 p.m. until 6 a.m., then it goes back live at 6 a.m. And so every time we set that, it goes from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m., then it goes black from those times that need to be black. And we have that capability installed into our Screen Hub software. And so it won't have any effect on any variance. And also we have the capability to dim. If someone says the sign is too bright, all we have to do is go in and just press one button, and it dims it to whatever needs to be dimmed for the city ordinance. Okay. So the signs are very, very good. And so all the capability in the software to be in compliance with the city.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone want to speak in opposition? Okay, well then this public hearing is now closed. If there are no other questions or comments from the board members, may I have a motion from the board?
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve case A-25-0028.
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, your variance request has been granted. Okay, our next case is case A-250029, property owners Crimson Oak Grove Resources, LLC. Would staff please present the case?
Yes, ma'am. It's a use variance to allow grading and a lay-down yard in conjunction with the underground mining operations. The existing zoning is A1. The existing land use is vacant wooded. It's 43 plus or minus acres. It consists of large tracts of land mostly owned by mining and CSX interests. There are several gas wells on that property also. Section 701.01 lists the use allowed in A1 agriculture, and neither of those uses are allowed in A1 zoning. There's no hardship related to the land. Rather, the hardship in this case relates to the underground mining operation and limited possibilities where the ancillary support systems could be placed on the structure. Exercising the use variance option allows for the property to retain A1 zoning while allowing a temporary industrial use, as well rezoning the property to I-3 could open the property up to future industrial uses, which could have negative impacts on the adjacent property. But with precedents, there have been, since the inception of the current regulation regarding gas wells and surface activity related to underground mining, there have been several requests for use variances, all of which were granted with stipulations. Each of the cases are in your report. That being said, it's just an area that's already being used for, I think it has a vent fan on it, but they are just asking for permission to stockpile maybe topsoil or dirt or some kind of borrow in that area. That being said, staff recommends approval with the time period to exceed 9 years to coincide with the approval of the ventilation shaft. The ventilation shaft was a variance granted, I think, a year ago, and they gave them a 10-year period. Staff asking for 9 years to coincide with the ending of that vent fan variance. That being said, staff recommends approval with that stipulation.
Thank you. Does any member of the board have questions for staff or the applicant regarding this case?
No.
Okay, then at this time, we'd like to open a public hearing regarding this item. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak in opposition or in support to this request? Please give us your name and address.
Good afternoon, members of the board. I'm Stephen Blankenship with McGehee Engineering, representing the engineering firm representing Crimson Oak Grove Resources. A year ago at this time, that center portion, we applied for use variance to install the number 3 fan shaft for Crimson Oak Grove underground mine. At that time, we did not realize, and the operation team did not realize, they were going to need additional area for BMPs, best management practices, to protect the area from any runoff and to store and stockpile material, soil material, as the number 3 fan shaft is being developed, and have a laydown yard for any material as that site's being developed. So Crimson Oak Grove Resources purchased this additional 43 acres surrounding the original area, but only approximately 20 of those acres is suitable for this current use. So the 43 acres, you're probably going to have about 20 acres that's going to be utilized for this portion of the project. We are going through the permitting process with this agency that has a state primacy for the mining operation, which is the Alabama Surface Mining Commission. The project site already has approval with ADEM, Alabama Department of Environmental Management, for a general stormwater permit. It already has approval from U.S. Fish and Wildlife, from the Alabama Historical Commission as well. And there are no waters of the U.S. on site, so we have a wetland delineation stating that from the Corps of Engineers. So our request is approval for the use variance. We are acceptable or amenable to the 9 years to coincide with the previous use variance for the area. If I have any questions, I'll be willing to answer those the best I can.
Does the board have any questions? No questions. Okay. Is anyone here to speak in opposition to this request? Well, considering the board does not have any questions for the applicant, the public hearing is now closed. May I have a motion from the board?
Madam Chair, I recommend approval of case A-25-0029 with the following stipulations. The time period should not exceed 9 years to coincide with the approval period of the ventilation shaft allowed on the adjacent property by variance A-24-0035.
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Okay, then your variance has been granted. Thank you. Okay, our next case is A-25-0030, property owner Richard Turner Estate. Would staff please present the case?
Yes, ma'am. It's a variance for the terms of the zoning resolution to allow construction of an accessory structure prior to the first establishment of residence on a lot in a recorded subdivision. The existing zone is A1. The property is again vacant. It's 6.02 acres. The property was part of a larger property that was subdivided and recorded in December 2024. Section 11A requires the construction of a principal building on a property prior to the establishment or construction of an accessory building. The intent of the provision in Section 1102 is to protect conventional subdivisions that were developed in A1 agricultural zoning prior to the establishment of 1 acre minimum requirement. There are several communities within the county that were designed and developed in A1 zoning that would currently require a residential zoning classification, where the intent of this particular regulation is practical. At the time, the development of this regulation, the county was not properly enforcing subdivision regulations, and property in rural areas like these were often conveyed by deed without property being subdivided and recorded as lots of record in probate court. The subject property contains 6.02 acres and lies again in a rural characterized by large lots in A1 zoning. If this were an acreage tract described by meets and bounds, the structure could be permitted by right. Because this property was subdivided, it now bears the status of a lot within a recorded subdivision. We're going to revise the resolution in the lot in a recorded subdivision provision will only be applicable to lots in A1 zone and having less than 1 acre. The board has precedent since 1993. There are 14 cases that were requested, all within a recorded subdivision. Each of these were approved. Therefore, staff recommends approval for case A-25-0030.
Thank you. Does any member of the board have questions for the staff or the applicant regarding this case?
No.
Okay. Then at this time, we'd like to open a public hearing regarding this item. Is there anyone here who wishes to speak in opposition or support to this request? Please give us your name and address, sir.
Richard Turner, 8250 Cavern Road, Trussville, Alabama, 35173. Basically what it is, I inherited this section of property between me and my sisters. I had 6.1 or 6.2 acres cut off. And this property actually borders the western boundary of my current homestead and extends around the back of my same property. And the surveyor said it's around an acre or a little less than an acre that it would even be buildable. And the rest of it's just a deep hollow back behind there. And what I want to do, this accessory building is actually a 30 by 40 metal building. I want to pour a concrete slab and just use it, like a hobby shop or put a tractor in. And it literally is directly beside my house now. But due to the fact that it's a separate parcel from my homestead, it's 15 feet from property line where we propose to build it. And there's not going to be any plumbing or anything, it's just electrical. And it's going to be on a concrete slab, metal building.
Okay, thank you. Do y'all have any questions for the applicant?
I don't.
No.
You don't? Nobody does? Okay. Then may I have a motion from the board?
Madam Chair, I make a motion to approve case A-25-0030.
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, sir, your variance has been granted.
To the council, I thank you. Have a blessed day.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Okay, our last case, A-25-0031, John McCarty and John McCarty and Ann McCarty. Please present the case.
Yes, ma'am. This is a variance for the terms of the zoning resolution to allow an existing lot in an A1 zoning to have 80 feet of lot width in lieu of the 100 feet and to allow a front setback of 20 feet in lieu of the required 35. Zoning is A1 agriculture. The existing land use is a single-family dwelling and a carport. It's 0.36 acres. The minimum, section 70102 is the minimum lot size required in A1, which is 1 acre. Section 701.02C is the minimum yard requirements in A1 zone, which are 35 from the front and rear and 15 from the side. The property consists of a residence and carport. Upon recent sale of the property, the new property owner was conducting due diligence and conferred with staff the issues with the property where it was discovered. The property was described as part of a lot of record, which is indicative that the property was improperly subdivided at some point in the past. Historic maps dating back to the 70s indicate the property was in its current configuration, indicating the improper subdivision occurred some time ago before the county was enforcing zoning regulations. Part of the applicant's request is to bless the lot having less than 100 feet of right-of-way, even though the lot is considered non-conforming and legal existing. Considering the historic evidence, the lot was in its current configuration for some time, as I stated previously. There are other non-conforming lots in the general area that are zone A1 and have less than 100-foot lot width minimum. The further reduction of the lot width was the result of dedicating right-of-way that would also be considered legal non-conforming. Staff recommends approval, but we have a stipulation that they have a 35-foot setback, and that's just so that any proposed or new garage or carport won't stick out in the right-of-way. Therefore, staff recommends approval for A-25-0031 with the aforementioned 35-foot setback.
Thank you. Does any member of the board have questions for staff?
No.
No? Okay, well, unless someone's invisible, we don't have anyone here to do it. So may I have a motion from the board?
Madam Chair, I make a recommendation to approve case A-25-0031 with the stipulation that a 35-foot front setback shall be required for any future garage or carport.
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any against? Okay, that variance has been granted also. Have all members of the board had a chance to review the case materials and minutes from the August 25th, 2025 hearing that were sent to us electronically?
Yes.
Okay, then may I have a motion from the board regarding the minutes from the August 25th, 2025 hearing?
Madam Chair, I make a motion to suspend the reading of the August 25th, 2025 minutes and approve as written.
I second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the minutes are approved as written, and we are adjourned.
1:20, baby.
Well, we started the meeting in summer, and it's officially off.
It is, really?
Although you will never know the difference.
Not this week anyway.
Hey, Michael, I have a question.